Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. So, Showtime released their boxing schedule, or part of their boxing schedule for 2018. And there's a lot of really good fights on this list. So I figured instead of making, separate videos for each bout, I'd talk about them in one video. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'll touch on some of the bigger fights and some of the more interesting matchups that I see here on the card. But this is the first quarter of 2018, first half, because the fights go up until, June? So, first we'll start off February 17th, Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios, right? Danny Garcia is coming off a loss to Keith Thurman, first loss of his career, lost his WBC championship. Brandon Rios recently left Top Rank. He's joined the PBC. He is coming off of a win. Don't recall who he faced last, but it was a win. Looking at these two guys, I would like for Brandon Rios to upset Danny Garcia because I feel Danny Garcia is a cherry picker, and I feel that sometimes you deserve to get your just desserts, right? But in looking at these two guys, the size difference is just mad apparent, and if Rios decides to trade with Danny Garcia in the pocket, man, he might get knocked out, stopped. But it should be a good fight while it lasts. I'm gonna officially go with Danny Garcia beating Brandon Rios, though I'll be pulling for Brandon Rios. I just don't think he's gonna be able to pull it off. March 3rd, we got Deontay Wilder versus Wilder-Ortiz. Big fight for both of these guys. Big step up for Deontay Wilder. Obviously, the criticism of Wilder is that, he's fought nothing but tomato cans on his way up to becoming WBC champion, right? He's knocked out everyone he's been in the ring with, including Thurman, who he rematched most recently. So, we're definitely looking for this Ortiz fight. Wilder-Ortiz, he was actually supposed to fight him previously, but he did pop dirty for the diuretic, the blood pressure medication, all of which should have been declared on his, his intake form with the WBC, and he neglected to do so. A little shady in my opinion, but hopefully this fight gets to actually see the light of day on March 3rd, right? I mean, potentially he could fail another drug test, right? And from what I heard, Dominic Brazil is on call, so it's not too far-fetched that Wilder-Ortiz doesn't end up fighting Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder could potentially face Dominic Brazil. I say it's a 50-50 chance of that happening, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping it doesn't. And in this fight, I'm picking Deontay Wilder to knock Wilder-Ortiz clean out. He's got to make a statement in this fight. If he's looking to make that AJ fight, he's got to make a statement. The only way to do that is to just knock Wilder-Ortiz out, something that no one's ever been able to do. Will there be criticism after the fight? Of course there will be. People will say that Wilder-Ortiz is old. He hasn't fought nobody. He's never won a world championship, but it is what it is. People did the same thing with AJ. They criticized his win over Klitschko, but I've decided that I will give Deontay Wilder full credit if he beats Wilder-Ortiz because it's only fair. And we do need to see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua sooner rather than later. Then we got, on the same card, Jamaal Charlo versus Hugo Centeno, right? This is for the interim WBC championship. This should be easy work for Jamaal Charlo. Definitely got him winning by knockout. He needs to make a statement here as well. His previous fight, in his first move up to 160, he fought Highland. Something was wrong with that guy's knees or legs. I don't know, man. His legs were stiff. That's all I got to say. But I want to see Charlo win this fight. I know he will. And he should win in impressive fashion. And depending upon what happens with Triple G Canelo, he could potentially face one of those guys, right? But we know that's not going to happen because I made a video about that earlier. Go check it out. March 10th, Mikey Garcia, Sergey Lipinov. Mikey Garcia is going to win that fight, man. He'll win this belt at 140. You know, I'm not too keen on Sergey Lipinov. You know, he is a champion. I give him that. But Mikey Garcia is on another level right now. He's looking to become a world champion, another weight class. You know, I saw Sergey Lipinov's last fight. They were saying that Terrence Crawford was ducking him, which, you know, I'm not down with that at all. I believe Terrence Crawford would have taken care of him with ease. Lipinov's had trouble with Kondo, man. Akira Kondo, his last fight, he kind of got staggered by that guy, man. And he didn't really seem like he could hurt him, man. So I got Mikey Garcia winning this fight. Mikey Garcia is the more polished fighter, more experience. He's fought better competition. I think it's going to be an easy fight for Mikey Garcia, to be honest with you. So then he can move on to bigger and better things. But Lipinov's about to take that L. Easy work, Mikey Garcia. What else? Who else we got? I just had this up. Who else we got fighting? 1 second. Dang, I lost it. Okay. So, oh yeah, April 7th. Erislandy Lara versus LARA-HURD. Man, I didn't know LARA-HURD was going to tower over this guy like that. I did see them standing next to each other, and I'm not sure if Lara's going to be able to hurt this guy. LARA-HURD comes forward the entire fight. You know, he comes in the ring on fight night at almost probably light heavy, maybe even bigger. He's a big guy, right? But his boxing ability, you can't compare his boxing ability and Lara's boxing ability. Lara's by far the superior boxer, but will his legs hold up? Is he going to be able to move for 12 rounds to beat LARA-HURD? Because LARA-HURD versus Austin Trout, all I saw was LARA-HURD wait till Trout got tired, then he attacked him. But he was coming forward the entire fight, man. So, man, Joe, I really hate to do this, but I'm gonna say LARA-HURD is gonna take this win. I think he's gonna beat Lara, and man, then that sets up the fight with Jermell Charlo probably. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope LARA-HURD takes the loss, man, because I've seen him in fights where he gets outboxed, and then, you know, he lands a lucky shot because he's got a lot of power. So that's really his saving grace. But I got LARA-HURD beating Erislandy Lara April 7th, okay? April 21st, Adrien the Problem Broner versus Omar Figueroa. That's not a good fight for Adrien Broner, man. Omar Figueroa's boxing style, he's going to come forward. He's got power. He throws lots of punches. He's very active. And Broner's not active at all. Always tries to counter. Terrible timing, okay? Broner's going to take a loss here. I got Broner losing to Figueroa. And this is going to be the last time we see Adrien Broner on television boxing, okay? He's got 3 losses right now. This is about to be number 4. Broner says he's taking over in 2018. He's not. I saw what Omar Figueroa did to Robert Guerrero. Destroyed him. Put him in a wheelchair. Made him retire early. He's going to do the same thing to Adrien Broner. Now, Omar Figueroa is undefeated, but Broner just, you know, his work ethic is just, it's not where it needs to be. He talks a good game, but he just can never execute a good game plan in the ring. Whenever he steps up in competition, he takes a loss. So, what makes me think that he can beat Omar Figueroa? Nothing. Now, on that same card, Gervonta Tank Davis is going to be fighting. I assume he's going to be facing Billy Dibb. It hasn't been announced yet, but he mentioned that on his Twitter. Something about an eliminator, you know, to potentially get his belt back. But I really don't know what's going on with that IBF belt. I know there was controversy around that fight, and dude got popped dirty for some performance and had some drugs or something like that, man. So I really don't know what's going on with that. Y'all let me know if you know. But I'm going to move on here. What is this? May 19th. Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman returns on May 19th. Apparently, he's not going to be facing Jesse Vargas. and this is from Keith Thurman's mouth. He says he's going to be facing TBA, to be announced, right? So who knows who Keith Thurman's going to fight on May 19th. But as I predicted in the video months ago, when we got the announcement that he was coming back in late February, early March, I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I knew he was going to take the fight or a fight in the summer of 2018. That ended up happening. So, I'm not sure who he's fighting. Jesse Vargas is not a tune-up fight. I'm sure he'll get a real tune-up fight. Probably a B- level fighter. Definitely not an A-level fighter. Definitely not a Spence. He said he's not fighting Spence in 2018. So we'll have to be on the lookout for who Keith Thurman's fighting, man. But it's not Jesse Vargas. Then we got Adonis Stevenson versus Badou-Jack. It's about time Adonis Stevenson, defends his belt against a worthy adversary. Badou-Jack is on fire right now. He's been looking great. He's been looking spectacular in the ring. I would pick Badou-Jack to win if it weren't for his chin, man. Like, he's a little chinny in my opinion. Adonis Stevenson, that left, man, if he get hit with that left, he's going to sleep for sure. But Badou-Jack is a very aggressive fighter. He's going to come forward, fight on the inside. He might have some success against Stevenson, man. He just got to stay away from that left. I'm not sure who I got winning that fight, to be honest with you. But I would slightly probably favor Badou-Jack winning that fight. June 9th, Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares, part 2. Hey, the first fight was incredible, man. That was a great fight. Abner Mares has a new trainer. He's had a new trainer since then. He's been looking good. Well, both guys have pretty much been looking good, except for Santa Cruz in that first Carl Frampton fight. I've always wondered why Santa Cruz doesn't fight tall, because he's typically taller than his opponents, but he likes to mix it up. He likes to have a fan-friendly fighting style, which is okay, I guess, but I think he could have won that first fight with Carl Frampton. He won the second fight very convincingly. I can't remember the first Santa Cruz-Mares fight. I probably have to go back and watch that, but don't be surprised if Mares comes out looking better in this fight, man, due to the switch in trainers. But I'm looking forward to that fight, man. It should be really good. I'm assuming it's going to take place in California somewhere. Also, that same date, Jermell Charlo is supposed to be fighting someone to be announced as well, so I have no idea. Last thing I'm going to talk about here, Errol Spence Jr. fighting in Dallas on June 16th. He's going to be facing Carlos Ocampo. Carlos Ocampo, he was ordered to face him by the IBF. So, but if I recall, Carlos Ocampo was supposed to face, what was that guy's name? Dang, I can't. Constantine Panamara, but he backed out of the fight or something like that. But that's regardless. Carlos Ocampo is an undefeated fighter. I expect Errol Spence to stop him like he stops everybody else. It's just a shame we got to see that fight and nobody else in the welterweight division wants to fight him, man. It's disgusting, but we got to take what we can get. He get this guy out the way, then maybe someone else will step up and try to fight him at 147, man. Someone that's worth a damn, really. But that's about it. Let me know what fights you're looking forward to the most. Let me know who you guys got winning. Especially, let me know who you guys got winning that LARA-HURD fight, man. That's going to be an interesting fight. Mares Santa Cruz too as well. That's going to be a really interesting fight. I think people are counting Mares out, but he could potentially win that fight. So again, drop a comment. Let me know who you guys got winning in those fights. Really good cards coming up for Showtime. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.